back to GGM Lightspeed. That last
Got our camera
one,
back.
that
Let's
fucking.
go.
We got a doozy today, guys. Today we have Sephiroth versus the Nostalgia Critic, and I'm backing up the Nostalgia Critic, and DJ is backing up Sephiroth. Now, we've actually changed the scenario, but should I still read the scenario they wrote because they wrote it and which would be nice?
Yeah,
okay.
That's fine.
Out of respect, yeah.
Here's what they wrote. Sephiroth and Nostalgia Critic were teleported from their home universes into a new universe, with neither of them aware of what they were. Before them, though, stood a judge, a cosmic judge of sorts, who wanted to test them both with a challenge. I have summoned you two because you two have, quite frankly, absurd goals. Reviewing movies, delivering despair, posh. Such trivialities for what? Revenge? Monetization? I'm quite above both goals. But I'll give you both a chance. Both were sent to a black canvas of a world. It was full of heroes and internet sensations and the like. And now they have to fulfill their goals once more. Sephiroth had to plunge the world into despair for its harm to Genova, despite the many heroes capable of facing him. And Nostalgia Critic has to accumulate an audience of 1 million subscribers with the far harsher website, the Monetizer 2.
What?
The winner will see their goal fulfilled. The loser will be erased from existence. Will Sephiroth never be a memory, or will the Nostalgia Critic remember it so you don't have to? So we changed it.
Oh, so we didn't do that.
We're not doing that because that's just fucking. It's a weird debate of just who are the heroes
at two different things?
Who are the heroes in this blank canvas of a world? What is this? What are we to do with that? So instead,
who are the internet sensations?
Yeah, who are they? So we switched it. Now the Nostalgia Critic has to accomplish Sephiroth's goals in Final Fantasy VII, and Sephiroth has to become an internet reviewer, having the same amount of subscribers as Nostalgia Critic, I imagine, to get up that level. These are the goals. Sephiroth is going first.
Alright, so, my thing with Sephiroth is that Nostalgia Critic's goals for Final Fantasy VII is going to be a lot harder to accomplish and a lot more fringe to accomplish than anything that Sephiroth's going to have to do to become an internet sensation. In Crisis Core, where we see Sephiroth's backstory, this is pre-Insanity, pre-7 Days, and burning down Nibelheim. However, what we do see is that Sephiroth has a big fan club within Midgar. So he already has like an accumulated like base of people that are willing and throwing themselves over to just like be around him to like know what he's up to. The Midgar, the Crisis Core soldiers usually just send out like messages, and I guess there might be like a tech difference, but the general consensus is that he has a fan base that knows how to use technology and can just access him on YouTube. That much isn't a problem for Sephiroth to get at least an additional base. But on the other hand, if it's beneficial for the folks at Midgar and the folks at Soldier to at least bring up his popularity, he has access to people like Scarlet. He has access to Heimendinger. He definitely has access to people like Hojo, who can create like a bunch of experiments to help with his videos. Midgar is really, really fucking good with propaganda. And if Sephiroth's at the head of that, then I don't see how they wouldn't just be able to like fabricate like Sephiroth as the hero against Avalanche and him like just fighting Avalanche members and killing them. And it's like, oh my god, so subscribe for fucking more. Easy fucking views. Now, the thing with Nostalgia Critic, what Nostalgia Critic's going to have to do is a lot more complicated. So the whole consensus is that, all Sephiroth wanted to do was destroy the planet, which is wrong. He didn't want to destroy the planet, actually. So what he wanted to do was activate the live streams systems by self-defense system by grabbing the black materia. And in order to get the black materia, you need access to one of the ancients, like Aerith. And maybe Nostalgia Critic will just fucking know about Aerith, but he won't know like how to get to her. And on top of that, he's going to need to brainwash Cloud in order to have him hand over the black materia in the first place. And that's after killing everybody at Midgar at the beginning of the game, exploring the entire planet, doing like his typical villain shit, on top of keeping all the heroes at bay. And I don't think he has as many resources at his disposal to do that besides his own powers. Like, even if he has powers, Cloud, Aerith, and Gang are probably going to beat his fucking ass with, like, a combination of materia and summons. And I'm not sure if he's going to have, like, a safer fucking Nostalgia Critic form by absorbing all the live stream, but he has his work fucking cut out for him. And it's a lot more specific than just Sephiroth getting 1 million subscribers. So I think Sephiroth, with just, like, the access to Soldier, access to the other people in his workspace, access to other soldiers, propaganda with Avalanche, and the fact that he already has an installed user base, I think he can get 1 million subscribers pretty easy.
Okay. Solid argument for Sephiroth. I think the Nostalgia Critic is going to be a fucking nightmare in Final Fantasy VII. He has so many just godlike powers that I don't think they're equipped to handle. First of all, they have no way of killing the son of a bitch. He has been disintegrated on a molecular level and has just walked back on screen. He can live without his soul, so if there's any soul attacks that the crew have, it's not going to do jack shit. He can turn his victims into anything just by wishing for it. He can time travel just by walking off screen. He can fucking erase people from existence. There is nothing Cloud, Tifa, Aerith, or any of the fucking gang can do to hurt him. And he is going to be able to get anything he wants out of them. Fuck it. and now the goal is ultimately not to destroy the world, but that is something he can easily do. And if he needs to threaten people, well, he can just say, hey, I will nuke the planet if you do not help me right now with what I need to do. Which is apparently to get the black materia from Aerith, which, I mean, yeah, I think she...
To get the black materia from Sephiroth.
He is Sephiroth in this scenario.
I mean, I have to get the black materia from Cloud. Sorry.
From Cloud, yes, okay. So Cloud, beating into an inch of his life, I imagine, if he's going to threaten Cloud, hey, Cloud, I'm going to kill all your friends by nuking the planet if you don't help me with this, Cloud would have to help him. You can't just fucking let everyone die. And if he needs to do mind control shit, like what happened to Cloud, he does have ways to wipe someone's memory completely and start Cloud from scratch, and then, like, fucking bringing up as a protege, Nostalgia Critic Jr., that would be Cloud's new identity. He can fucking erase them. Yes?
So if he... Okay, so the whole big thing with Cloud is that when he didn't have access to his memories, or he had like a fractured sense of self-identity, he was a fucking invalid. What is he handing over if he without his memories?
Is handing over? Fucking...
Yeah, what is he handing over? Nothing?
Nostalgia Critic Jr.
He's gonna become Nostalgia Critic Jr. by the end of it. Well, the point is, he can be fucking robbed of his memory. It's very confusing. I played Final Fantasy VII, the remake, and that didn't explain shit, so I am kind of lost in the lore of things, so I might need some further explanations on things, on how things work. Like, what is... To get the black materia and eventually... What is the goal? Merge with the world or something? Become one with the world?
So, basically what Sephiroth wanted to do is activate the live stream's self-defense system so he can absorb the live stream into himself and within Genova.
Okay, now how does he go about doing
destroying the black materia is the meteor materia. However, it's the most powerful magic in Final Fantasy VII and in Final Fantasy, at least in that game.
Mm-hmm.
So it wouldn't be as simple. Like, dropping a fucking meteor, like, just randomly isn't enough to break the fucking planet of Gaia, because Gaia is a lot sturdier than the average planet. Like, there's fucking summons and shit running around. So he's gonna actually need to hunt down the black materia. But in order to do that, he needs to get an ancient.
Okay. Yeah.
But to get an ancient, he needs to find Aerith, specifically.
Alright, well, Aerith does eventually join up with Cloud and the gang, so if he gets to Cloud and the gang, he gets to Aerith.
I wish I found Aerith if he has fucking wish.
Yeah, he can fucking wish for it! If he knows that's what he needs to do, I wish Aerith was right here, right now. He's got godlike powers.
He's also manipulated, like, the endings of stuff that he just doesn't like, so he changes. He's so comic. He's so comically able to just manipulate the world or plot how he sees.
He's got control of the fucking script.
He can control the fucking script since when?
Oh yeah, also
it's
like
his script.
Also,
he's not.
I heard the feel in Tiki's voice when he said that.
What? Alright, so if he manipulates the script, I'm trying to think about this like in a logical manner that makes fucking sense.
Manipulating the script is probably just for like, oh god, he does it in his reviews, but like it's for they know they are reviews.
if he's just taking the role of Sephiroth in Final Fantasy VII, then
Yeah.
I'm not sure if he's going to have access to these abilities.
He can. Well, he's got all his. He's still got his powers. He still has powers. It's not to do with the script. He can still wish things into existence or erase them from existence.
Okay, but if the Nostalgia Critic can manipulate the script, why did he die at the end of To Boldly Flee? Checkmate.
Because he merged with a plot hole!
Also,
just like how he's gonna merge with the fucking world at the end of this!
The thing is, like, can't he also, like, just... Like, even if a planet-level meteor isn't going to destroy a universal-wide plot hole, which is something he could definitely bring up.
Well, if he destroys the fucking planet, then he failed the scenario. He didn't actually.
Yeah,
well, I mean, as a threat. I just mean more as like threatening.
But yeah, he can threaten like everything. Like Sephiroth. Like,
I mean, that's not that big of a deal. Yeah, but like, if we want to be fucking pedantic and talk about like fucking universal plot holes, then Sephiroth had to create another fucking universe-sized dimension, even if it had a galaxy, and if we want to upscale that to a universal fucking range, then yeah, he did that.
Like, well, if Cloud, if we're comparing Sephiroth and the Critic's powers in this world, and Cloud does have the ways to like fuck him up, the Critic's gonna come back every time. He's been reduced to nothing and came back seconds later.
Okay, I mean, what about BFR? What about just taking him to another dimension?
He can teleport! He can teleport into cartoons!
Okay, he can teleport into cartoons.
Yeah, he can teleport into different realities.
You're fighting against the group's lolcow. Max knows way too much about
I know everything! There's nothing they can do to stop him, and if he's gonna fucking kill them off, they don't cooperate.
But he's too stupid to pull off this elaborate plan.
The thing is, I think with the plotting, I think that is
like this is like super specific. He has to. All right, so he's gonna have to wish Aerith
If he's
gonna have to brainwash Cloud.
If he's so dumb and he can't figure it out, all he needs to do is rampage around the world until someone tells him how he can get this goal. If he's gonna fucking destroy everything, people are gonna help.
Also,
would anyone know
Sephiroth in this situation? Do you think Sephiroth could just get canceled on YouTube?
Also, but the whole thing with Shinra is that they're like the masters of propaganda. They literally feed murder on live television, and people eat that shit.
How did all these people get? I thought this was a swapping world. I thought Sephiroth has to become a fucking critic in this world. I didn't know he gets all of his people. What? Do I get all my Nostalgia Critic friends?
Yeah, bring your fucking Nostalgia Critic friends, I guess. Fuck, I don't care. It just that because like I don't have a fucking debate if it's Sephiroth.
So you don't think Sephiroth on his own could be a good YouTuber? You think he needs these people? So the winner would not be Sephiroth to you. It'd be Sephiroth and the gang.
Post Insanity, Sephiroth has no fucking chance.
If we're trying to keep the wheels pumping, I'm gonna go with Nostalgia Critic. Actually,
yeah, just go with fucking Nostalgia Critic.
But
yeah,
stupid.
He has reviewed Final Fantasy: The Spirits Within, so he already knows what he's doing.
Wait, if he's reviewed Final Fantasy, then he has an awareness of the plot.
No,
that's
like
not an actual argument.
That's a separate story. The Final Fantasy stories are not the same. Anyway,
I'm happy.
Does he talk about the games? Does he talk about it like
he's a fucking film reviewer? Why would he?
All I'm gonna say is that
I think he's reviewed Avid Children though, so
okay.
Sephiroth is not the one on Cameo right now. Sephiroth did not wish Brandon a happy birthday.
Yeah.
Sephiroth did not say that he hopes his birthday was as magic as Batman's crystals.
Correct.
And magic crystal.
Okay. What's the next one?
Tails versus King Boo.
Okay.
Ooh.
Oh yeah, okay, I'm ready.
Let me find it real quick.
First. Yeah.
Oh, there they are. It's towards the fucking bottom. Okay. Tails versus King Boo. Scenario: would Tails be brave enough to spend a night against King Boo and his army in the last resort, or will the boss scare the two-tailed fox enough for him to run away? Okay, who's going for who?
I'm taking Tails.
All right.
I'm King Boo.
All right, Tails is up first.
Okay. So I think there'd be a lot more to say if the scenario was, can Tails beat Luigi's Mansion? That's not what the scenario is. It's, can Tails survive a single night in Luigi's Mansion 3? In which case, yes, of course he can. So, I think just generally, the way I would boil this match down to is, he's a lot braver than Luigi. He's about as athletic as Luigi. He's about as smart as Egad, but his head is screwed on way tighter than both of them. Like I know you're probably gonna bring up the millions of times where Tails like a little, oh, I need Sonic to hold my hand. Literally his whole thing in Frontiers is that he realizes how codependent he's been on Sonic his entire life, and is finally like leaving the nest, so to speak. Like he's trying to find his own footing and be his own person. So I think he's gonna have that alone is gonna make him want to swallow his fear and get through this. He's not gonna try to come yelping for Sonic. He's gonna stand his ground. But really, there's very little he needs to stand his ground against because King Boo is a complete jobber. Like he doesn't have any info on Tails like he does Luigi to torment him. Even when he did, he went in super roundabout ways to mess with Luigi. Like he is not a very intelligent villain, nor are any of the people that Tails is gonna have to come face to face with in the mansion. Even if Tails doesn't make a poltergust 1-to-1, I have no doubt in my mind that Tails can create something to incapacitate or contain the ghosts. Like he's made airplanes, he's made translators that translate completely foreign languages.
Translate muffled sounds. That's what he did.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
He's just made so much stuff out of complete junk that there's not a doubt in my mind he can make something for these ghosts. Not to mention just the stuff he has on hand. Like a good way for Luigi. Luigi's got to stun the ghost with a flashlight. Tails has tons of bombs, including multiple flashbang grenades in the goated Sonic Chronicles. But just in general, he's got a ton of bombs. There's a boiler room in Luigi's Mansion 3, which you could use to make a bunch of his tech. He can call a lot of his tech remotely, whether it be a plane or a mech suit. It's got all, and I have the benefactor of I'm debating for Tails, not Tails from Tails Mansion, where like Luigi had only the poltergust. He's gonna have all the Sonic power-ups, like all the elemental shields on him, because it's a platformer character. Why wouldn't he? He's got bots that he can either create or summon that can shoot out energy balls, that can heal him, can create more shields, can create He's got like a magnetic ring that he can use to latch onto things. He can fly, so the verticality of the ghost doesn't matter. And it's a Sonic character who stats, even if we argue stats equalized, not like Tails can, even with stats equalized, Sonic characters use their speed in way more creative ways than the Mario cast. So either just spin dashing his way around, becoming like invincible through shields, or just flying away. He's going to keep himself way safer than Luigi will, let alone that he's just way braver than him and way more intelligent than him or EGAD. I don't see how Tails loses this one.
All right, strong argument.
All right, well, you're about to.
All right.
Oh, you're about to, motherfucker. Oh, shit. Drop it. Drop that debate. Come on.
All right, so, yeah, you did make a lot of good points for Tails. For one, I don't deny he is definitely braver than Luigi from the get-go, and that he probably could make something to deal with the ghosts, but none of the equipment he's ever had in the series, like, if he is, like, bringing his own shit with him, like, he's never had to deal with any of the ghosts in his own series. And as far as we know, we don't even know if he thinks they exist or not. So, like, there's no guarantee he's going to go into this knowing that it's a haunted place or that ghosts are real. So, right off that, that's going to leave him open to be caught off guard by that. And unless we do give him the poltergust or assume that he just does somehow make something to deal with them, yeah, Tails is not going into this with anything specifically to deal with the ghosts. Aside from, like, the flashbang, but like you said, that's just going to stun them. That's not actually going to... You can't capture them or, like, actually... Well, I was going to say kill them, but they're ghosts, so... yeah. Second, Tails is still a kid. That is important. And, like, yeah, for as smart as he is, and for as much as he's learned to swallow his fear, I think he's still not that, like, level of emotional maturity to where this stuff's not going to get to him. In particular, like, we know he does have explicit fears, like lightning is something that's come up a couple times in the series. And I did look up, King Boo just straight up creates lightning. So, like, if he ever figures that out on Tails, then that's a clear advantage he can use. Easily get him panicked and all that. And then hit him with the whammy that ghosts are real, and then he's just using his speed to get out of there. Furthermore, this is where I'm actually using the vagueness of the scenario to my own advantage, because, yes, you are right, Tails has learned a lot for sticking up for himself, thanks to Sonic. But the problem here is that Tails does not have any established motivation for doing this. Because, like, Luigi was not just going through those mansions and the hotel for no reason. He was either helping EGAD or Mario and his friends were captured by King Boo. Or, in the case of the first game, he was just tricked into it and stuck around and found out that Mario was trapped. So, like, I think... So, yeah, the scenario did not say, like, it's Sonic and Mario's position or that Sonic's, like, daring him to do this, which I don't even know why he would, because that seems very out of character for him. So yeah, as far as we know, Tails is just doing this for no reason, and in that case, I don't think he's gonna want to stay around in this spooky place, especially if he finds out, the dead are coming for him, and they can make illusions, create lightning, all this stuff to get under his skin. Yeah, those are basically my main points.
All right, that's
okay. So I completely forgot to mention this. Sonic characters on multiple instances are just shown the ability to physically fight ghosts, whether it be King Bamboo in Sonic Adventure that Knuckles can just punch in the face, or there's the Sonic Unleashed promotional movie where the issue was that Sonic couldn't see these specific ghosts, but he was more than capable once he used a camera flash to reveal where they were, just beating them to a pulp himself. It's not like the Werehog had a very specific power. It's just this weirdly consistent thing that Sonic characters can physically harm the ghosts. Also, Tails' whole motivation for this comes from Sonic Frontiers, where his whole thing, again, wanting to leave the nest, he's trying to do as much as he can prove that he can be self-sufficient and not rely on Sonic all the time.
Okay, but that was not the scenario, and I don't know how he's going to think that's going to...
Sonic in Frontiers even says, "Wow, Tails, you've basically lapped me in maturity. You're like way more mature than."
I guess if he was in a fucking mansion, he would be thinking, "Oh, I cannot be scared of this shit because of all these experiences." There wouldn't have to be pre-set up.
I do have a question. Wait, does the scenario specify why he went there? Like, is he just on vacation?
Is he brave enough? That's all. Is he brave enough to go out tonight?
Are you tuned enough?
I'm going to assume that it's similar to Luigi's Mansion, where he's told that he won a mansion and he's gone there.
Yeah. Because my initial thing is, yeah, he could have all this tech, but I don't see why he would bring it if he's going in there thinking that he's just going to have a vacation.
My thing more so is that if required, he could either summon it remotely or there's a boiler room where he can make the tech out of junk, which he's done before.
Making the tech,
the tornado or the mech are not my big sticking points. He's just got a ton of shields, self-healing. He's got the ability to harm ghosts.
I wasn't sure about him being able to create technology for ghosts, and we haven't seen that. But if he can just actually punch ghosts, that takes care of that.
Well, I mean, King Boom Boo, I recall they had to expose him with light first before.
Oh yeah, because
they had to bring him into direct sunlight. However,
and then those other ghosts, that was specifically Werehog Sonic.
Those ghosts just operate differently than the Boos.
About Werehog Sonic.
Well, Mario characters can also physically harm ghosts sometimes. It's not very consistent.
Well, it's usually the Boos that they can physically harm. It was these ghosts specifically that Luigi does need the actual poltergeist to actually affect them.
All right, because these ghosts are different than the Boos.
I would compare King Bamboo in his big form more so to King Boo himself. But again, the scenario is not can he beat Luigi's Mansion? It's can he survive a night? And
it really just kind of sounds like, because Luigi's Mansion, basically when you complete a room in Luigi's Mansion, the lights all turn on and the room becomes a safe zone. So all Tails really has to do is complete one room and then he's good.
Yeah, we'd have a safe zone.
So
I think panel where Tails is afraid of ghosts, which would just show.
Well, is that I haven't played 3, so is it the same in 3?
In a hotel.
It's basically like the same setup where Mario, Luigi, and Peach are all tricked into going into this hotel where it's actually a trap by King Boo. Revenge on Luigi.
I'm meaning, is it where in the first game where if you clear a room it becomes a safe zone, or in the third game, how is it? How is that? Can he just clear a room?
You have multiple floors in that game that you have to go through and have to beat certain ghosts to access different floors. But I think if you do clear out,
do they ever become a safe room? If he clears all the ghosts on, say, floor 2, is floor 2 now a safe zone?
One thing though.
Yeah, I believe so. Yeah.
I do think maybe Tails could make a safe zone. Actually. But like, if Tails just won this mansion and found out it was haunted, why wouldn't he just fuck off? Like, fuck it, I don't want.
Well, then this is the scenario.
So in an auxiliary comic, Tails is actually afraid of ghosts. This is why I think even just one night in here would help him feel more accomplished, or help with his fear, or help him get what he wants to try and achieve in Frontiers.
I mean, I feel like if Tails... I mean, Tails is naturally a pretty suspicious person. Like, even compared to Sonic, he was really doubtful of Eggman being on their side when they formed a temporary truce. I think if Tails went into a mansion, found out, oh, you've been invited to a mansion, welcome, there's a bunch of ghosts trying to kill you, he'd immediately assume that something was up, and he probably should, like, stick around.
Yeah, he'd probably try to get to the bottom of it. He would kind of.
He's just got too many defensive options and too many ways to slip out of danger.
I think Tails could do it.
We saw in Who Killed Sonic the Hedgehog. He loves being a little sleuth.
Yeah.
If he can get his tech in, I don't think he'd come in with it, but if he can get his tech to himself fast enough, then yeah, he should probably win.
Okay, yeah.
I don't even think he needs the tornado or the shit for this.
Yeah. Honestly, I think this would be much closer if it was actually beating Luigi Mansion. I think this is one night.
But if it's just one night, Tails has it pretty handily, I'd say.
Mm-hmm.
All right. What's next?
Okay.
Next is the best one we have ever.
I think we just settled that. Oh shit. Okay.
I was distracted.
No, it's okay.
Only the greatest matchup of all time.
Yeah. You guys thought my SCP debate was long. Hoo boy.
Alright, this is 2012 TMNT versus Castle Crashers versus Heroes of Roblox here. Scenario.
One of these things is not like the other.
The Avengers have gotten into a tough battle and they're in the hospital. But while recovering, they realize who will take their place while they're recovering. This info reaches out to Spider-Man, and he wonders of what to do, and thought maybe I'll go find 3 teams, and they will take their place. They will.
I will make them do it.
After thinking that, he goes out and finds 3 teams, arguing of which of their teams is better. This is Spider-Man's decision. He's figuring it out.
Good. Go, Spidey.
The 3 teams that were arguing were the 5 Knights from Castle Crashers. Green, red, blue, orange.
5 Nights at Freddy's?
The other was the TMNT, and the final team were the Heroes of Robloxia. After Spidey cooled the situation down, he asked if they would like to take the Avengers' place while they were recovering. The 3 teams fought about it, which then suddenly Mickey says, "Hey,
what?
Oh, Mikey. He meant Mikey.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say,
Mickey. Hey, maybe we can.
Your good Paul Mickey is here to save the day.
To see which of our teams is far superior. After hearing that, they decided, you know what? That could work to settle our argument. So they agreed to do it. So which team can do the better replacement of the Avengers?
I just want to preface before we begin. Because of this specific suggestion here, we sat in a call one night and I played through most of Heroes of Robloxia.
That game went so hard.
It was a fucking brilliant little game.
I'd also like to put it out there before anyone says anything in relation to the debate. I already side with the Heroes of Roblox. I can't wait to learn about them for the first time, but I already side with them.
Alright.
Alright, I'll want the Castle Crashers first.
Yeah, that's me.
Go ahead.
Okay, so the first thing I want to do here is head off the obvious thing that I know is coming my way in terms of using the Castle Crashers, which is, at the end of every level when they save the princess, they start fighting each other to figure out who gets to smooch the princess. Oh my god, they wouldn't work together at all. That's not going to fucking work in this scenario because there's no fucking princesses getting kidnapped by Avengers enemies. That's not how this fucking world works. So they're not going to do that at all. That's based on like an antiquated medieval tradition. That's not applying at all in like modern Marvel setting. So outside of that, the Castle Crashers far and away have the biggest weapons closet. Like there are so many different weapons that you can use in Castle Crashers across the whole game. Whether it's just like melee weapons or ones that boost your magical abilities, which their magical abilities, it actually gives them a fair amount of variety. They have like fire, poison. They got all kinds of cool, awesome stuff that would help them totally win. And all the enemies that they fight are definitely more varied. They fight like knights and aliens and like demons and mutants and stuff, which is super awesome and way better than all the other guys. Yeah, that's about all I have for right now. I'll hold my trump card until the very end.
Oh. Okay, well then we'll just move right to the Heroes of Robloxia then.
Wait, why are the Ninja Turtles last?
They're last!
Okay.
Come on, Heroes.
Alright, so I'm going for the goated Heroes of Robloxia, led by the fearless leader, Captain Roblox. So I think we're just comparing all these teams to the Avengers. The Heroes of Robloxia just have natural connections with one another. Captain Roblox is known for his superhuman level strength, akin to the Incredible Hulk. Overdrive is known for being a speedster, much like Quicksilver. Tesla has electric manipulation, much like Thor. Kinetic is known for being a telekinetic fighter, much like akin to the Scarlet Witch, who's known for being a heavy hitter in the Avengers. And with this though, is Nova being able to summon up plasma shields for themselves, akin to Captain America. But even then, they're not just limited to their core abilities. Since Captain Roblox has shown the ability to be able to change in size, much like Ant-Man, and then. And Tesla is also known for being very stealthy, being able to snipe people at a far range with his electricity. Much like Black Widow, who also specializes in stealth. And they've all been shown to be able to climb up various surfaces, much like Spider-Man. They just have far more natural connections to the Avengers, and each have their own special strengths. While the other two teams, like the TMNT and Castle Crashers, they're all basically just the same in various ways. Obviously, the TMNT have their own special weapons, but at the end of the day, they're all super strong turtles that like to use and like to walk in the shadows and stuff. They're very similar, and the Castle Crashers all use the same amount of weapons. The Heroes of Robloxia have far more actual versatility on their side. Also, when it comes to who is just naturally going to be more accepted as the Avengers, the Heroes of Roblox are already well-renowned heroes, having their own special base in the middle of Roblox, and are actually like celebrities and such, having their own fan base. The TMNT are known for walking in the shadows, living in the sewers. Not everyone knows who the turtles are and what they actually do. And the Castle Crashers come from medieval times. I'm not even sure how they got here. So how they got here. Also, at the end of the day, I just feel like they have just a much better bond as a team. Like obviously they're strong on their own, but for all the levels, pair them up. They're strong on their own, but they're stronger together. Each other, and they know what to do. Like the Castle Crashers fight each other over like the princess, and GA tries to argue against that, but there has been plenty of damsels in distress in the Marvel universe. Like Mary Jane, Pepper Potts, and stuff like that. I feel like eventually they're going to meet another damsel in distress and fight over and literally kill each other over this. And the Turtles, while they do have a brotherly bond, they've been known to butt heads, especially against make fun of their leader Leo, as opposed to Captain Roblox, who is a well-respected leader of the crew. The leader of the crew. Plus they deal hey, don't interrupt me.
Yeah, go on.
And they deal with their own. Basically just Thanos of the group called Dark Matter, who was hyped up at the very beginning. They had to go through various levels and use different villains who are wobbing various powers. So basically they go from the normal street level stuff, people robbing Bang, all up to people stealing very powerful and energy sources, and then eventually work up to the powerful person that is Dark Matter, who just goes to the size of an entire building, conjures up storms and stuff. They're known for dealing with heavy hitting threats, which is why all the memories are coming back from that night. Sorry.
Yeah.
So, like, but at the end of the day, like I gotta get simple. They actually have like far more connection with the actual Joe Avengers. They have far more variety. They just gel much better as a team, and are actually like well accepted. And are actually like just like actually popular heroes who people like be more accepting. Like, yeah, I'm okay with these people taking over, as opposed to the other two teams, which aren't as well known.
Well,
Okay, but can any of them
goddamn.
fly?
Larry, which one was broken again? Like Ollie, which one was like the really good one?
Oh,
That was Tesla.
Oh, yeah, Tesla was broken.
Tesla.
Oh, come on, let's see the
Yeah.
let's see the
Sucks,
turtles
right?
debate.
Okay, so admittedly, when this person first submitted this, it was just the Ninja Turtles, and I wrote out a massive debate because I love the Ninja Turtles, but then they cut my balls off and decided to resubmit it specifically as 2012 Ninja Turtles. I don't know why they did that,
Yeah,
but thanks. It just boiled it down to one of my least favorite versions of the Turtles. Really appreciate that. But even with that, I still think they take this very handedly. So the first big advantage that the Turtles have is the sheer scope of their experiences in comparison. Castle Crashers is a single game with very little, if any, supplementary material. So you pretty much have the one game. Then you have Heroes of Roblox here, which admittedly, I didn't complete because it didn't let me play the last level, but from what I saw, nothing that they had was even remotely comparable to the biggest shit that the 2012 Turtles have dealt with. Even just on the ground alone, massive foes are nothing new to them. They fight massive mutants day after day. And even took on Krang Prime, who is the size of a building, who summoned the Technodrome, a city destroying contraption that towered over entire skyscrapers. The scale that they work on is way bigger. Not to mention, the Turtles have witnessed the entire fucking universe get destroyed. They had to go back in time and go on a massive space adventure to a bunch of different planets, experiencing all kinds of intergalactic foes day after day to save the entire fucking universe. Alright? 2012 gets fucking ridiculous. Castle Crashers have magic, but so do the Turtles. Ho-chan, a mystical spirit, powers them up with magic that gives them the ability to fly, manipulate the weather, utilize lightning, water, all that kind of shit. The magic is nothing new to the Turtles. They're also, I'd say, the best fighters. They've been trained in multiple types of martial arts each, and have access to all kinds of ninja weapons. Sure, they might not have quite as many wacky weapons out there compared to the Castle Crashers, but Donatello is by far the smartest out of any of the characters. Tesla might be able to hack into computers, but Donatello has created sentient AIs, has intelligence that rivals the Krang, who are a massive hive mind that have created planet conquesting weaponry before the Triceratons have done much of the same. All kinds of shit. The Turtle, and also, I know that it was a bit of a shame when I lost access to other versions of the Turtles, but lucky for me, the 2012 Turtles have actually met the 1987 Turtles. So it's not only is it possible that they could get them to come in, but also they've gathered up experiences from working with them, fighting some of the same foes, picking up on many of their techniques and like brotherly bonds and such. So while 2012 do butt heads, the 1987 ones I think kind of rubbed off on them because like by the end of the series they got on way better. They don't butt heads nearly as much. We even see in the goated finale that when Leo is turned into a gross, hulking monster, the Turtles are able to turn his personality back to normal, and they're able to live in harmony for the rest of time in a shitty ass river, which is actually how the 2012 series fucking ends.
That's terrible.
I forgot about that.
On top of this, Donatello created smoke bombs, which pretty much allow them to teleport. They are knowledgeable in meditation that allows them to heal on the fly. Leo even knows a technique that can turn his opponents blind if he just hits them with pressure points.
Oh my god.
They have tons of ways to instantly take down many street levelers, and with their many like helping hands that they have access to from the aforementioned Chohan, April, who has weird fucking alien powers in this show. And even the Fugitoid, who has a fast-moving spaceship that can travel to other planets in seconds, which would definitely allow them to get to intergalactic foes much quicker than the other ones would be able to. I think that they just have the best odds of reaching the biggest foe's level in the shortest amount of time. I think they've overcome the strongest odds. They have the widest pool of experiences. All in all, I just think the Ninja Turtles have this.
God damn. Everyone
I
fucking
would
brought it.
agree.
So, didn't the world end in the 2012 version at the actual ending?
Well,
No, no one
yeah.
did that.
So
right?
you see, they
Failures.
failed. They already failed at protecting the
Losers.
world.
I've
Unlike
never
Heroes
seen
of the World
Roblox
actually.
and
Okay.
fail.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I dare you to put Castle Crashers and the Heroes of Robloxia in a situation where just out of nowhere there's a massive fucking mutagen explosion that kills everyone on Earth simultaneously and see how they cope.
Okay,
I mean,
Fucking try.
This seems like
Fucking
a great
try.
time to pull out my trump card, actually. So let me post this real fast.
Yeah, let's see
And
this.
let me just
Okay.
read off the first couple sentences of this handy little article about spell weaving from the Castle Crashers wiki. Spell weaving is a form of utilizing one of the fly combos while implementing one or multiple air projectiles into the combo. If used effectively, you'll never take damage at all. So they just fucking schmooze all over that mutagen explosion, and they're living just fine with spell weaving.
What happens? What happens if they spell weave when Thanos comes in? Well, yeah.
Fine. They're like, nice try, Thanos, but we're
Also, the thing is, using magic like drains it very quickly.
No,
They're not
that's a
gonna...
game mechanic.
That was such a long debate. We should just say fucking who we think wins. That was a long debate.
No,
already.
I think,
No,
obviously the Ninja
I
Turtles
actually-
win. I want to know who's second place. I want to know who.
Okay,
No,
So I
actually,
think the Turtles are taking
there was
it.
actually there was a actually for the Heroes of Robloxia, there was actually a Spider-Man Homecoming event where they defeat actually fight like some Spider-Man villains like the Vulture. So they actually have experience.
the Vulture.
Ooh,
You wanna play?
Definitely an
Are
Avengers
you
level
trying to-
threat.
Are you trying to blow me away with MCU Vulture right now? Is that what you're trying to do?
Yeah, I think we should team up. I think we should team up.
I-
tonight.
I just brought-
is it the...
I just brought up that they fucking saved the entire universe from imploding, and you want me to be impressed by the Vulture?
To
Yeah,
be
I
fair,
think,
they
I
couldn't
think
save
Heroes
the
of
world.
Roblox get second.
No, they don't.
Yes, they do.
Okay, guys, debate who should lose.
Okay,
Actually,
Who's
I
ever-
thought you said, for a second, I thought you said.
I'll be honest,
I thought
the
you said
only
Castle
way that they-
Crashers. Yeah, Heroes of Robloxia gets second.
Yeah.
No, the only
That
way
was
the
my
Castle
bad.
Crashers are actually losing is if they end up fighting each other.
I
think
still
that they
don't
are.
think that's really going to happen realistically, but yeah,
Let's
they
go-
were never
let's
fucking
win.
winning this.
Okay, so
Yeah.
yeah,
Real-
I think the Turtles win, Heroes get second, fucking Knights lose.
Yeah.
Congratulations, commentator. You got Heroes of Robloxia, a solid second
Yeah.
We
place.
were originally gonna veto this one until we played that game and found out it's the funniest game of all time.
Yeah, no, we were fucking. That was the funniest fucking call ever.
I'm sad I
Final
missed out
boss
on
though
that
is
now.
complete BS if you have no one else.
So you did create a fond memory with this.
I would love to.
Oh,
I would
Roblox.
love to see Castle Crashers on the show. Though we just got to find a good scenario for him.
Yeah.
Let me find this
Ninja
next
Baby.
We've got one right
They
here.
Clearly, clearly not
not
get to
kill
go to
each
Heroes
other
of
over
Robloxia,
winning.
so they just lose.
Alright.
Last one for today.
Yep, last one we got.
All right.
We're doing Hercule Satan
All right, yeah.
versus Shang Tsung. Okay.
All right.
Scenario. Before the first Mortal Kombat tournament, Johnny Cage is murdered by an unknown assassin. That is a bummer. So Raiden has to get a new member to defend her throne. While watching a world martial arts tournament, Raiden witnesses Hercule Satan become the world martial arts champion. With this, Raiden gives Hercule a chance to fight for Earthrealm, and without a second thought, Hercule accepted. It's now the first day of Mortal Kombat tournament, and Hercule is needed to help save the Earthrealm. Can he do it? Here are some rules. Rule 1. Hercule is equal stats to everyone else. Hercule has access to all of his equipment, capsules, exploding Game Boys, the gun. This is all being recorded, so Hercule has to keep up a tough act. And if Hercule wins if he can make a big enough change to have Earthrealm win and not die. Bonus points if he wins the whole thing, but he doesn't have to win.
This is interesting. I like this.
Yeah. So, Larry, you're going for Hercule, and Biffy's going for Shang Tsung?
Yeah.
Okay, well, Hercule comes first. So, Larry, let's hear about Hercule.
Okay. So I know at a glance, it seems like I'm the underdog here, and when fighting the uphill battle. Considering, like, in comparison to like other Hercule saying is basically the joke of the Dragon Ball universe. You know, people make fun of him for being weak. He's constantly getting his butt handed to him. But that's specifically because it's in comparison to a bunch of planet to universe busters when he's just a normal human. When compared to like actual humans, Hercule is actually a legitimately skilled and strong fighter, and it's probably like one of the strongest humans, not counting like people who utilize ki like Krillin and the rest of them. He's won actual martial arts tournaments. Even when he was an old man in like GT, he like is blitzed and like completely like defeated an entire group of like brainwashed humans and like with relative ease. He has actual techniques like the dynamite kick or the megaton punch. He does actually like know how to throw down. Kind of similar to Johnny Cage. Actually, he was actually capable of keeping up with the Mortal Kombat characters with just noble martial arts skill. And Hercule is like generally like pretty strong as well, especially considering he's actually put up to putting out like similar stats to the Mortal Kombat characters. Generally, he also just has like a lot of weaponry that I think will be very useful here. He's known for utilizing various firearms. He has rocket launchers, grenades. He literally throws like a giant nuke in like one of the games that he has just a nuke on hand that he can just toss in people that explodes. He has disguised explosives. He has poison. He also could summon has a capsule that basically just has actual missile launches that fires like 4 missiles at people. Not to mention, he also just has like a jetpack on hand, which actually would give him like far more mobility than most Mortal Kombat characters, who are just generally much more grounded. So he could just play lame and like fly around while shooting them down with like a gun, because we do know like guns can actually like affect like Mortal Kombat characters. We have people like RoboCop and the Terminator who mostly utilize like guns. So people like Strike, like who's that cop character?
Striker.
Like Striker.
Right. Yeah.
Striker who also utilizes guns that can defeat people, and people have like generally just died from like gunfire before. Not to mention, he also just has capsules that could just blatantly like heal him on command, so he can like heal up any damage he should take in like throughout all of this. Not to mention, like Hercule is just super lucky sometimes. In places like he straight up like should have died. He's shown that like he can just get lucky and be able to. Like in a battle with Kid Buu, he's pleading for his life, and like when he crosses, he's actually unintentionally dodging attacks from Kid Buu somehow, and he's generally shown to somehow survive like dealing with characters who should. But realistically, one-shot him. He somehow survived getting slapped by Perfect Cell into a mountain, which should have splattered his head open, but he was fine. He's getting beaten up by getting wailed on by Kid Buu for a bit somehow, and still somehow perfectly fine. It's I feel like when he's actually dealing with characters who are on his level now, and even when he gets like people like Shang Tsung or Shao Kahn who should realistically kill him, I feel like he could just could just blatantly get lucky and get some actual good hits in. Especially since the scenario specified, he doesn't necessarily need to win the whole tournament. He just got to get through like the majority of the tournament and of the fighters, which I think he can do, considering he has like a bunch of weapons, ways to heal himself, and could just play lame and just could just fly at a safe distance and like shoot him down with like his large variety of just weapons he has on hand with him. Which is why I think like Hookyu has what it takes to make it far in the Mortal Kombat tournament.
That's strong. I
Okay.
Hookyu.
All right, now all that would be great if it was on any character other than Hercule fucking Satan, who he is going to be shitting himself this entire time. He is he's terrified of people with supernatural abilities. He's going to go up against people with arm blades, spitting acid, like people much more skilled in the use of weaponry than himself. If he tries to play lame, pretty much every Mortal Kombat character and their grandmother can both teleport and projectile spam, so that's not going to do much for him. Having weapons is great and all that, but like a lot of the Mortal Kombat characters who use weapons, that doesn't tend to get them very far. Striker has a gun and he's a jobber. Sector is a missile launcher and he's a jobber. Like, weapons are only going to get you so far. They need to be in the right hands, and Hercule is not the right hands for it. If everyone else in in this tournament is so much used to actually working for their position to get there, Hercule, he can be fucking regular Joe Schmo as well done. I can think of 4 like proper tournament style matches he's been in with people that aren't just like your average everyday martial artists, and none of the 4 times went particularly well for him. He definitively lost to Perfect Cell. He realized he could not beat Android 18, so had to bribe her to throw the match. He realized he couldn't beat Kid Trunks, so he asked Trunks to tap him in the face, and the punch sent him across completely out of bounds, crashing into a wall. He could barely walk afterwards, but he was still trying to. But he played it off as "haha, I let the child win." And in Super, he's in a ring with a lion guy who fucks off and leaves as soon as B shows up. Hercule doesn't win matches like these. He either gets the other person to throw, or he loses and makes up a bullshit excuse for it. He's not the kind of character to win proper tournament fights like these. I don't see him having a huge influence on how things progress, and that's especially if again Shang Tsung in particular, who's in the thumbnail. He has multiple fights to get through before he would even get to Shang Tsung, but what's stopping Shang Tsung from just stealing his fucking soul or just teleporting in and stabbing him with his sword? There is nothing. Hercule's not.
Well, you gotta look at the scenario. He doesn't need to win Mortal Kombat. He just needs to win enough so that Earthrealm can win.
Yeah, and I don't think he would. I think if he fucking fights Reptile, he's gonna get acid spit in his face and die.
Something I wanted to bring up is that this is all being recorded, so play lame, win game. I don't think Hercule's gonna do that.
Yeah, he wouldn't do that.
He's not gonna fly away like a bitch and start shooting people. He's gonna try to actually fight him fist to fist and then make a fool of himself.
So alright, if we're talking about all original trilogy for Earthrealm before MKX, who does Johnny Cage need to be? He needs to be Kano, he needs to be Reptile, he needs to be
Doesn't he fight Scorpion in the movie? Oh, this is the movie.
Yeah.
We're talking about MK11.
Yeah.
I'm not 11. MK9. Sorry.
Yeah.
Reptile has
he just needs to be Reptile, Baraka, and fucking Kano.
Reptile
Why doesn't Kano just shoot a laser at him and evaporate him?
Why doesn't Reptile?
Oh man, it's a good thing
Okay, I'm
Hercule
gonna-
never been in a series with lasers before.
I'm gonna say
He's
like,
fucking terrified
of them.
of like fucking ki blast. What are you
He
talking about?
survived like he survived like straight like he survived like blast from ki blast before. This isn't gonna be any
Fucking
different somehow.
Ones
I'm
that
gonna
weren't
be
intended
Like
to be
Dan versus
lethal.
Hercules is gonna see Kano charging up his eyelid. He's like, no, is that what I think it is? Oh no!
And then he's gonna get out of the way. Yes, because he's just gonna stand there and be like, oh man, he's gonna have to shoot me. I'm gonna just stand here and take it.
here's the thing. The ones you brought up where he's completely outstated. Yeah, he's losing to people who can tap him. And like when he fights in actual tournament arcs, yeah, these are not just some random martial artists. These are the best on the planet.
Yeah, okay,
He is the best
difference
on
is
the.
Like he's somehow like he obviously he didn't win. He didn't win against like the bigger fight, but he somehow like survived. Like Cell, you can all he held back so Hercule could live. But Kid Buu doesn't care about holding back and stuff. He's trying to kill everybody, and he somehow still
knows how weak he is and was pissing about
Omega
him.
Shenron.
Hercule has like a fucking arsenal. Like he has access to all that
Like,
shit.
yeah,
Not to
I don't
mention
know.
he has healing. Not to mention he blatantly just has like healing capsules.
If we're
on
talking
hand
about,
that would
like,
be
I know
useful.
okay,
Star has a gun.
he
This
needs
is
to go
rocket
through-
launchers.
Here's the
Also, like,
scenario.
I don't
oh,
think,
no,
I don't
He
think the
throws a
rocket
nuke at
launchers.
people.
I do not think the rocket launchers are going to be seen as play lame, win games because when the Dragon Ball characters enter a tournament in their world, they're explicitly hidden. Like their superpowers and stuff are hidden. But if this is
like obviously
Earthrealm, and there's like people spitting acid and Kano's literally a mechanical man. I think Hercule
Yeah, right.
bringing out that stuff is
yeah,
going to
He's just evening the playing field.
all the tournaments Hercule goes in, those obviously rules gets like bringing outside weapons into it. There are no rules like that in a Mortal Kombat tournament. You can bring whatever weapon you want.
which-
and it'll be
Also, like,
perfectly
yeah,
fine.
I think just saying, oh, Reptile spits acid. Why didn't he do that to like Striker? Reptile has
Because
such a
Mortal Kombat's
pathetic.
not very well written.
Yes, but that doesn't ignore the fact that Reptile, despite having that ability, has such a pathetic loss record. That
Unlike
Striker,
Hercule, who has such an impressive record to his name.
Yeah,
I mean,
yes,
he does.
you
He does
are-
have an impressive record.
Against
He does have an
regular
impressive-
people.
he has a
These
bad
are
record
regular
against
people by comparison to Dragon Ball
This
characters.
is
Yes, I
tricky
would argue
because
that.
we have someone on paper who has an amazing record, but we have someone who has an amazing record, but on paper isn't all that. Versus people who on paper are amazing but have terrible records. This is actually really tricky.
Right, this is
It has, as I see it, like the tournament when he actually became the world champion, he was confident in himself and he was legitimately fighting. Like, he can convince himself to fight against
Also,
even someone like Cell.
like-
So why
Yeah, like,
is he?
obviously he's gonna be scared, but he's like pushed through the feels like he he bought 16 to go on despite Cell being literally right there.
He had the
literally
balls to
challenged.
set off
He
a
literally
bomb in Blue's face.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
the bomb
he
right in
literally-
Lou's face.
because he thought that
Yeah.
would just
Yeah.
kill him right away. He didn't account
No,
for the
but he
fact
knew
that
if
might
that
not
bomb did
work.
not work, he should have been dead. If Boo
And
was
he
in
didn't
the-
account for the fact that it might not
he
work.
still challenged Boo to buy Goku time in the first place. And
here's the thing.
even then, also he even offered to take the part in the tournament power, even though he knew he was going to die. When they thought they had no other option, he still stepped up. Like he knew, like he had to save the universe, even if he knew he was going to die in the process. He will be able to
He's
push
got
through
guts.
his
Now, here's the
fearlessness.
thing. Now, if this was like, okay, MK9, MK10, and MK11, where they're having to deal with Chronica and all the other fucking weird Elder Gods and shit, then yeah, I would say Hercule's probably losing, but this is just do enough for Earthrealm in MK9.
all it'll take is
It's
him
like
remembering he's got to
Hercule
protect the
surprisingly
bell.
carries a lot in these
All he-
life-threatening situations.
All he
especially,
needs
like,
to
in the
do is
Battle of
fight
Kid Buu.
3 weak-ass opponents. All he needs to do is beat 3 weak-ass opponents, and he's done the scenario.
We opponents that are exactly on par
Reptile,
with him physically.
Reptile, fucking bitch baby made, like, one of the worst, like, actually behind Melina, like, the worst WL record in Mortal Kombat. Then there's Kano, who is, by all means, just a normal guy with some fucking tech. And then fucking Baraka, who's a fucking Turcotten who always gets fucking killed.
Also, like he's fought people bigger than him. Like I think one of the they ended up coming back to beat up Videl.
Popovich,
This
yeah.
dude was like,
Swap of it.
yeah, this dude was bigger than Hercule from what I remember, and Hercule had no problem taking him down. Even if Hercule is scared, he's hyped himself up enough to throw a punch. And if he can hurt them, his only losses come from people he can't hurt. Yeah, of course he lost to Cell. Of course he lost to Boo. They can tap him and he'd die.
Yeah,
he's actually fighting on obviously he's fighting on a much even playing field now, and he has a lot of gear to actually keep up.
And he has classical training.
Yeah,
he's a good fighter. He's a very good fighter. He just unfortunate enough to live in a world where everyone could just kill him.
When I read this scenario, I thought Hercule was screwed.
I'm voting for Hercule.
I'm gonna be honest. I didn't know what specific lineup he was gonna be against. I don't know. It was fucking Reptile, Baraki, and Kanon. Yeah, okay, just give it to Hercule.
Yeah,
If we'd win with Mortal Kombat on this channel,
all this Mortal Kombat business.
I think you'll find this is the only time I've debated for Mortal Kombat on this channel. I think you'll find.
Yeah,
you literally lost.
Yeah, like Mortal Kombat is nothing more than a fluffy light show in comparison to the World Champ.
Set you up, Biff, because
if
this was like go through MK9, MK10, and MK11, that's way harder. But just the beginning of MK9, yeah, of course.
I was going in thinking
literally, the submission is titled Hercule versus Shang Tsung, and Shang Tsung didn't even play into why Hercule won.
See, honestly,
now you guys see how much effort has to go into us actually making sure scenarios can be discussed properly.
Yeah. Oh, this has been fun.
Nothing more but a bunch of cheap tricks.
This certainly was an episode of Galaxy Grudge Match Lightspeed.
This is very amazing.
All right, well, let's see you guys in the next episode. Let's see you guys.
Bye.